welcome back to another 6-scale figure review with me, your host, That Mania, and today we have the JF2, or the JF002, the new Fiend. This is probably one of the most boring boxes I've had so far on a review. Doesn't show the figure, does show where it's made. Actually, when I got this box, I had no clue what was inside. I thought this was something I had ordered from a Facebook group for a very cheap price, but it ended up being the figure that I had ordered after watching The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Go figure. What a boring box. Not much to say about it. It's cardboard through and through. And obviously, you don't want to see that. You want to see if this figure looks any good. So how about we break out the new Fiend here and see what he's made of. So the first thing I could say about it, without even really looking too deeply into this guy is kind of riddled with quality issues. And we'll see a lot more of that when we take a deeper look. But there's definitely some things going on. He does come with this trigger finger here, but he doesn't come with a gun. I'm not quite sure why. He does use a gun in the movie at one point. So I'm not quite sure why he came with this hand, other than the fact that they probably just sent the default hands that came with the body. And one of them just so happened to be a trigger finger hand. And I don't know why he has this pocket watch, but I'll talk about that more in a second. But initial look is, it kind of looks like him. It could look a lot more like him, but it does look a bit like him. So why don't we take him off the spinning turntable here and take a closer look at Gross Harry here. So Harry here does come with a good couple accessories. He comes with a pocket watch. For whatever reason, I genuinely don't remember him ever using a pocket watch in this movie, even though I just watched it recently. Sunglasses, which look cracked, and I'm not quite sure why they look cracked, and they're also not accurate to anything he wears in this movie whatsoever. The sunglasses he wears are more squarular. These are more circular. Also, if you look at the back, they don't actually see through. They're just painted on black. It does improve the sculpt a little bit, but again, it's not the right sunglasses, which is an honest-to-God shame, because that's the one thing that like really helps this figure, because nothing else really does. Let's get a lowdown here and talk about the thickness of that hair. First off, it's too thick, and it's also not really accurate. I mean, it's the right shape, but because it's so thick, it's coming down too much, and it's giving him the wrong hair feeling, because this part up here, my finger's not in frame, this part up here is too heavy on the top. It's got to be thinner and more straight. It's got too much of a curve to it. It's got to be straightened. So that's a golden missed opportunity there. And then the hair just looks kind of weird going all the way around. Like, it looks okay at some angles, but then some other angles, he kind of looks like Ellen DeGeneres. The eyes also are not looking the same direction, and he looks malnourished, which he does. He does look in the movie because he's got retroviral hypoplasia. I don't think that's a real disease. Last I checked, it's not. But he looks like extra sickly, goblin-y. He's got these pointy ears. I mean, you can definitely see... You can see the actor in it every now and then, but you can't quite fully see it. The head sculpt. Sorry, let me not do this one run-out sentence. The head sculpt is it feels a little light and hollow. Like, I feel like if I squeezed it too hard, it'll shatter as well. But again, if you pop the incorrect sunglasses on, it does help a little bit. He kind of looks like he's in the Beatles now. The hair still doesn't help, but at least these cracked, weird-looking glasses do help a bit. Moving on, the body is too big as well. He's a little too bulky. He's a little thinner guy. He's a thin, little, scrawny guy. And this suit just makes him look bulkier and fatter. Like, from the front. Like, he looks hefty. He's got like a Sir Topham hat look to him. So he looks like a big, chunky guy. But he's supposed to be thinner. If you could get this on a thinner, scrawnier body, it might do wonders for this figure. because it really doesn't look great on this thicker body. And there's probably padding under here as well. I'm not sure, but there might be. Maybe there's a way to fix this, but that coat is still quite big. Anyway, it does look good. The tailoring is quite nice. I like the way the tie has a nice reflection to it from the light, as you can see there. The coat looks great. It's got like a bluish hue on camera, but it looks a bit more black in reality. Like a navy blue. This one looks more like a jean kind of blue. It's also not accurate to what he wears in the movie. The colors are different in the movie and the outfit's slightly different. But it looks nice. You could definitely... It looks like something Harry would wear. Coming down, you can see the tie poking out and his little nose itching fingers chilling there. I'm not quite sure what this hand is supposed to do, other than maybe like he's like reeling his finger. On the back, the coat is perfect for collecting dog hair, as is set an example here. The hands also have the same issue that the Fishbone Toys figures have. They don't really match the skin tone, and they don't look like they belong with the figure. Like you can see here, they kind of look like he's wearing gloves at times, like rubbery, yellowish gloves, like the Mandalorian's fingertips, like they're yellowy. Like he's got some sort of weird sickly disease going on. And then just generic pants all the way down to his nice slacks. And the shoes are quite nice, all one sculpted piece. That I can say I'm happy with. And this base is really cool. It's this nice wooden piece. It's similar to the new Topo Studios Heisenberg figure, which is super cool. And I'm happy about this base. But it doesn't say New Goblin. It just says JF. But yeah, it's quite a figure. Is it my favorite? No. But am I happy he's in the collection? We'll see. Only time will tell. Anyway, let's bring out his best good friend and see how they look side by side. So here is Scary Harry next to his good friend Peter Parker. And I mean, they look okay next to each other. Again, the Harry could use some real modifications because he should be a little bit skinnier, similar to Peter. If you switch the body, give him some different clothes, maybe something more baggy, I think you could have a really, at least decent looking Harry. I do wish they made a Goblin Harry, because I think that would look good to kind of wrap up the Amazing Spider-Man villain thing, because we have the Lizard and we have Electro, but we don't have the Goblin. But I don't see anybody making that anytime soon, because it's disgusting. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, they look nice next to each other. Peter obviously looks a lot better, because Hot Toys Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure from No Way Home is pretty banging. And since it's from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and not No Way Home, it has a head sculpt that matches with what I need here. So, if you're looking to grab this new Fiend, this is what he's going to look like next to your Peter Parker. Anyway, with this hefty suit on, why don't we see how well he articulates? Because I'm doubting it's going to be very good. And it's probably going to be squeaky. All right. Gibbity Goblin. 360 degrees. A life-ending 360 degrees. Get those off. Head goes up that far. Head goes down that far. It's pretty good. Arms go up that far. Camera focuses a little bit better. Up that far. Back that far. It's actually not as squeaky as I thought. It's actually a little bit more loose than I want it to be. It's not bad. It's an okay spread. Up that far to do a nice little Mr. Bean kick. Back a little bit further than most figures go. Knee bends no problem flawlessly. And split articulation there at the ankle. But be careful with the shoe. So, Scary Harry here does pose quite well, but it doesn't help the overall figure being subpar. Anyway, let's get to the end of the video and wrap this up, shall we then? So between that extra large neck, the head sculpt that doesn't quite work with that hair, the glasses being inaccurate in a stopwatch that never came with him in the movie, scary Harry here is he leaves a lot of room to be desired. He leaves a lot to be desired here. I don't hate him because I purchased him, so I can't hate him, or else I'll feel like I wasted money. But I don't love him either. There's a lot better figures and suits, like Daredevil. That's the only one I can think of currently that do a lot better, but that is a company that's way more well known than this one. This is the only second figure they ever released that I'm aware of. The first one is Edward from Twilight. That doesn't look good at all. At least this one does look a bit more similar to the character that they're trying to portray. I feel like this is workable though. This can be improved. Like I said, thinner body, maybe a less thick jacket. Because I did try to play around with that jacket and it just does not quite thin out. It's too bulky. But I will make do for now. If you have this guy, which you probably don't, because most people probably don't even know this figure exists, feel free to let me know how you feel about it. If you collect the Amazing Spider-Man, or you just get him to fill up a line. I got this guy because of secret reasons that'll come in the future. But for now, he sits on the Spidey shelf if he fits with everybody else. The Spidey shelf is quite full, unfortunately. So I'm going to need a second Spidey shelf real soon here, especially with those Spider-Verse figures on the horizon and the movie and Venom stuff. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe and like the video because it helps a lot. Channel's been doing pretty good, and I'd like to keep it that way because it makes me way more motivated to make videos like this, or videos like last week with the Switch-A-Sculpt, which was really fun to do, or Build-A-Fig Fridays, which I have a couple good ideas coming up. It just keeps me motivated to keep giving you content that I enjoy making and that hopefully you enjoy watching. And always feel free to comment, because I make sure to respond to every single comment that I can, because you guys are great. You're a great audience, and I love having you around, and I love being able to chat with you guys. And with all of that out of the way, I've been me, and you've been you, and thank you for watching another 6-scale figure review. Hopefully you join me next time when we review something maybe new. I will see you then.